Manchester City vs Bournemouth was a pretty interesting game. Let's take a look at what exactly happened from a tactical perspective. City being the blue and Bournemouth being the red. City approached the game in a 4-3-1 formation. And early on the City were able to progress possession up the pitch relatively easily. Due to them being able to bypass Bournemouth man-oriented press. But this was not the theme for the whole game though, as Bournemouth were occasionally good at executing their front press. City build up in a 3-3-4 shape. That would see for the most part Nunes overlap. This would mean that Bernardo Silva, who positionally was placed out on the right side of the pitch, would have license to invert and attack the half space at times. But where things began to crumble for Bournemouth was the on and off the ball movements from De Bruyne and Marmish. As they were unpredictable, De Bruyne would float around the opposition's 18-yard box. Occasionally, he would be the extra man out wide, allowing City more options in the wide areas in order to diversify the attack. Marmish for most of the game played as a second striker, inverting from his left-hand side position, leaving space for Gvardiol to overlap. Marmish would oftentimes be seen dropping deep, as Bournemouth were really compact in their defensive third, making it hard for City to find space in those areas. As Marmish would drop deep, he would occasionally be neglected by the Bournemouth players, as they would look to keep their shape or man-mark other City players. And this is how he was able to find time and space on the ball, which led to the second goal. During build-up, City would oftentimes drop Kovacic in between the two centre-backs, allowing Gvardiol and Nunes to push into the midfield with Gondown, forming the 3-3 shape. However, Bournemouth would look to disrupt build-up opportunities for City by going man-for-man in the midfield third. This made it difficult for City to play through Bournemouth at times. Once Bournemouth were in possession from a transition, they would look to counter on City, looking to particularly exploit the space down the left-hand side, where Nunes would be defending, as he was the more aggressive fullback from City to push up. He would oftentimes push upfield early to increase the numerical advantage City would have upfield, leaving space in behind for Bournemouth to attack. This was also playing into Bournemouth's hand, as Kerkez would overlap Tavernier, who would occupy more central space. Bournemouth were becoming more and more aggressive when it came to the press. Because they were chasing the game, occasionally we would see Bournemouth in a high line pinning City back. Hence their better spells of possession in the second half. Bournemouth would even go as far as to push up the other fullback. Bournemouth would be seen having only two centre-backs. This is where some issues came up, as whenever City were able to successfully transition possession, it would mean that there would be space in behind Bournemouth to attack. Especially when City had numbers upfield, they would look to play through balls between Bournemouth players, which would further dismantle an already unstable back line, as they had few numbers at the back. Overall, City were the victors in this game, and it is well deserved, as their in and out of possession shapes, tactics and work rate was able to deny Bournemouth the win. Whilst Bournemouth were able to create good chances, they were let down by poor finishing, as well as switching off at times defensively.